Hey playa, is it true? Do you need to be a good looking guy in order to get a girlfriend? Well, I decided to do a little bit of research to find out, and I was pretty surprised by what I came across. So here is the honest truth.
This is the Josh Beats, you're watching the Josh Beat.
My name is Josh, and every single week I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. And the honest truth here is yes. And no. A research study from 2017 found out that it's actually creativity that ends up being the standout quality that women tend to prefer over everything else. The pattern they noticed was that good-looking people always perform well in the exam. Okay, big whoop, nothing new there. We all like attractive people, but average-looking guys who had creative skills attached to their profiles tended to perform just as high as the regular good-looking people. Granted, good-looking people with creative skills tended to perform the highest, but what we can really take away from this is the fact that if you're not the most attractive person, there is still a chance for women to be attracted to you if you have something to bring to the table, some creative skill that makes you unique and stand out. So why is creativity such a valuable skill to have? Well, to be a creative person biologically shows that other person that you're willing to kind of observe the world around you. You're willing to make something of it. You can actually dedicate time and effort to things in order to ensure your own survival. So that's an attractive skill that partners actually look for. But we have to look at the scope of the modern dating world. With a lot more people dating online, generally what you end up with is your picture versus a picture of a probably more attractive guy. And in that sense, you might lose because your creative skills don't shine over his muscular, hunky good looks. But that doesn't mean you should completely throw online dating out. Sure, it might be a good way for you to practice messaging people or working on how you present yourself through your profile and your pictures, but where your effort is best spent is focusing on areas where you can meet people where your creative skills can shine. That might mean trying to meet someone through an organization, through a club, through volunteering, basically just getting more involved in something that you're deeply passionate about. Because if you come across someone that sees how creative and inspired you are to do what you're doing, that's going to give you the best chance. And I know what you're probably thinking, if there's a more attractive person doing the same thing that you're doing, well then you stand no chance against them. But this is the best opportunity you're going to have. It's the most level playing field that's out there. But we're talking about getting a girlfriend here, and that means being in a committed long-term relationship. Well, another research study showed that more attractive people tend to have shorter relationships. It's harder for them to maintain those longer distances with someone, and they actually have a higher chance of looking around and trying to find alternative partners. It's unclear as to specifically why their relationships tend to be shorter, but if I had to take a guess, I would just assume being more attractive gives you more options of people to date. It's easier for you to find a partner because you're higher on that attractive totem pole, and you could probably draw more people in. But that isn't to say that if you're an average looking guy who happens to have a girlfriend, you constantly have to stress and worry about your girlfriend wanting to look for a more attractive partner. Actually, the longer you're in a relationship with them, the better it works to your advantage. And Daniel Gilbert explains this in his book Stumbling on Happiness. The book explains it is only when we cannot change our experience that we look for ways to change our view of the experience. And this is actually something that we do every single day. Think about it like this. Do you have an old stuffed animal that's really worn and torn, but you just don't want to give it away because it has that sentimental value? Or do you have a lucky t-shirt that has holes in it, it's completely worn out, but you want to hold on to it because you just really like it still? This is what he's talking about. This idea of being attached to something and knowing that, yeah, there are flaws and problems with it, but still loving it anyway. We do this in relationships as well. As you get older, you maybe start to put on a little bit more weight, your hair starts to fade, your skin starts to wrinkle, but we still feel attracted and love that person for who they are because we've dedicated so much time and effort to them. We start to kind of overlook these little flaws that if we just saw them at first glance for the first time might be a disqualifier, but now because they're baked into that person, we're okay with it. That basically means that if looks has never been one of your strongest attributes, but the fact that you're a kind person or you're really funny is, as you progress in that relationship, your partner is really going to highlight the best attributes that you offer more than the ones that you don't really offer. That's something that we just psychologically tend to cling to. So it actually works to your advantage if you can bring something to the table that benefits you and your partner. And that's why this is my call to action for you. I want you to really focus and think about the things that you bring to the table. What makes you special and unique? What do you enjoy? What are you passionate about? How can you highlight that and bring that front and center when you interact with people? And if you find yourself stumbling down that road where, hey, I just don't have the looks compared to other guys, therefore I have no chance in hell, I want you to reel it back a little bit. I want you to actually do a self-assessment and think, what is my attention focusing on? The things that I can control or the things that I can't control? This is going to be the big takeaway from you, because if you're focusing on things you can't control, you're wasting your time. So redirect your energy towards what you actually have power over. I want to give a huge shout out to all my patrons and YouTube channel members. If you're someone that wants to talk to me one-on-one every single month, check out the link to Patreon down below, figure out how you could become a champion level member, and we can video chat about what's going on in your life. Now what I want you to do is to check out the videos over there on the side. I'm going to dive deeper into this idea of attraction and dating and all these different things that you feel might be holding you back. They're actually small steps you can take to increase your chances. Those videos are going to help you out. On that note, I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.